13 minutes past 8, Triple RFM, and we kicked off with Melbourne band Blue Stratos from their album Diamond Afterlife, and the track called The Dozens, one of the great tracks off that album, out through Off the Hip Records. Love that record. And of course, the album that I've loved a lot over the last few months, Clifford Hoad's Kings of the Sun, Rock Till You Die, and the track there, Switchblade Knife. And joining me in the studio, Clifford Hoad. Welcome in, mate. Nice to have you back in Melbourne.
Mate, I'm freezing. What's going on down here?
Should have come down about 3 weeks ago. We added up around the 44 mark, but I drove to work this morning and I think it was about 13 in the car. It hasn't been like that since last winter.
Well, I was fearing for my life this morning because hot, cold, hot, cold. It's not the best thing that a singer can put himself through, you know.
2 shows in Melbourne this weekend. It's great to see you back in Melbourne, because for you performing live in Melbourne, it's probably been a good number of years now.
The last time we were here was at the Palais with Sammy Hagar, and I think it was 98 or 99. That's the last time. And I actually was freezing, standing in the car park down there, and I'd never been so cold in my life.
Mm. Now let's just fill in the kind of history for those people who didn't hear the chat that we did when the album came out last year, back sort of September-ish, I think.
Yep.
Pretty much the band Kings of the Sun sort of stopped playing, as you said, around that period, and then you went off with your brother Jeff, and you based up on the Gold Coast, and you were working with the band The Rich and Famous, put out a number of albums, and then I think it was early last year, or maybe 2 years ago now, that you got the notion that you might step out from the drum kit and front Kings of the Sun. It's an amazing story. How did it all come about? What sudden light bulb moment came on that said, I want to reactivate Kings of the Sun and I'm going to step out the front and sing? And
well, if I think back about it, it came out of necessity, because I after The Rich and Famous, as you just said, I turned my back on my love of music and then realised after a few years how much I missed it, how much I loved, you know, writing songs and performing, and whether it was a midlife crisis or whatever, it was something that I had to face in myself, and for all the, you know, the reasons that we all come up with of why we can't, you know, continue with something. And the logistics of it all was going, no, 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 but my heart was going, yes, yes, yes. And I had so much more music inside me. And it was almost like a renaissance of sorts. And it happened so naturally, because I was dreaming, all of a sudden I was having these lucid dreams of playing again, and maybe it was like a, you know, subconscious thing to get back up there on stage, and I'd wake up in the morning and go, oh, I don't want to know about that. And then I started writing songs just on an acoustic guitar, and I was going to do, of all things, an acoustic solo sort of thing, just to do something different from the drumming.
Mm.
And then when I started writing the songs, I thought, these were electrified, they'd actually sound really good. And my thirst, that's the word, my thirst for heavy rock, you know, came back, and I thought, well, I heard about the love of heavy rock in Europe more so, and Australia, and how so much of it had disappeared, and I thought, well, why? People still love it. Has it gone? So many great bands had broken up. And I thought, maybe, you know, if I get a great band together and write some songs, there'll be a market out there for it. And made that new album, and I was just so overwhelmed that people received it so receptively, and I got a kick out of the fact that I had to sing it. I had to step out from behind the drums. So I always sang the harmonies with the old band, and it wasn't really that hard for me to become a singer, because I was already a singer of sorts. But it was hard for me to see myself in that spot. And when my brother left off in such fine form, you know, it's like.
Well, the weird thing, Clifford, is that we were just talking over dinner over the road,